What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we're going to be doing the next video in my Gran Turismo 3 Rivals series. We're back again doing these, and I've missed doing these. And we're going to start off with one of my most ironic ones ever. We are going to do the Mini, the Daihatsu MIra, and the Suzuki Alto Works Suzuki Sports Limited. This is going to be a good one. It'll probably take a little bit longer because all three of these cars are pretty slow, if we're not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. Hoping to get there by the end of the year or next year or whenever. Just 1,000 subs sometime. So thank you all so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, what we do here on these videos, this is my Gran Turismo 3 Rival series. What we do is we drive cars that are generally similar in stats and stature, and then compare them, and then do a race that has all three in there. And then I finish the video out with a max speed test. That's what we're doing with these videos here. And so we've statistically done, oh my gosh, I cannot control this Mini. This is not looking good for its stats. Generally, we do fast cars, but I figured since we're coming back after having not done this for a while, we're gonna do the Mini, the MIra, and the Suzuki Alto Works. The Mini is first. It's what it is. It's a Mini. Looks good. Iconic car. I have it in black, but it's labeled something different in this game. I don't know what it is, but this car is hilarious. Iconic car from Italian Job. I think it's this model is the one that's in all the Italian Job race movies, but it might not be. It might be the more newer one. This car is like. There's a train coming. But, wait, I'll wait till the train passes by. Okay, so we're good. So this is the Mini, 1 point, whatever it is, 1.8i, I believe. I think it's the same Mini that was in Gran Turismo 2. I think they just kind of kept the same one. It's pretty iconic. It's, I think, as shocking as this is the faster version of it, because often what Gran Turismo does is they put the like epic version of the car in the game. And granted, this is the slower version, or this is just a slow car, so it's the 1.8 whatever it is probably the engine specs, and the engine specs are slow and small. This car is very lightweight, so when you get it up to a little bit more power, it's can actually kind of go pretty quick. Handling on this thing is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie here. It's pretty weird. Speed is pretty good. It seems pretty average. It seems like it kind of can stay decently good in speed. But yeah, handling is really weird. It's like super sensitive, which was why I was like freaking out when I was trying to drive it at the beginning. I was not expecting that. It was very touchy. Yet also kind of hard to control. It's really hard to explain with this car because of the fact that it's so slow. But the handling is decently good. Brakes are good, but honestly, the brakes are going to be really good for this car because it's so much lighter than the other two. The Mini is extremely light. It's a very lightweight car. It's also been around for like ever, so. But yeah, the handling is decently good. Steering is weird. I mean, it literally feels like the steering is delayed. Like it has a like very noticeable steering lag. It feels like I'm like trying to turn it, and then it's just like, oh, you want to turn to the left? Oh, I got you. Sorry about that. And I'm already in the gravel. And as you get used to it, you kind of learn to turn it way earlier. And that's kind of what I've been recovering this car as I've been going here, and it's doing much better. So yeah, it's interesting. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it seems pretty easy to control. But literally, yeah, you have to turn before. You have to start turning well before, and then let off the steering if you oversteer early too, or else you will turn inward really fast, which I've also done in this so far. So you kind of see what I'm talking about here. It's an interesting car. Obviously, you could only use this car probably in the lightweight cup. I don't think you'd ever want to use this car anywhere else. It's very slow, and tuning it up would be interesting. If you could beat some cars with the Mini, that would be crazy. Let me know in the comments if you actually used this car for more races than anything, or just the lightweight cup. I mean, this car is worse than. I would say it's going to be. I mean, maybe you could make something happen with this car on certain courses, but I mean, let's be real here. This thing is very difficult to control. Very difficult to control because it's weird steering. Its brakes are good. I mean, that's probably the main thing that's good about this car. Its power seems very consistent. I guess that's also good. There's not a lot of power in it, but it's consistent with its power, which is probably good. I mean, it's yeah. The fact that it doesn't feel like it, like, yeah, a lot of cars in this game, the moment it gets near the red, it starts to slow down a lot, so that when you're driving an automatic, it noticeably slows down. And then if sometimes with cars, if you shift down, it immediately accelerates really, really fast right at the low RPMs, and then it starts to slow down. This car just seems like it kind of just keeps going. Like, it just kind of slowly slows down as it gets faster and faster, but it seems like it's pretty consistent in its power. It's probably, in that way, it's extremely reliable. It seems very, very consistent in its speed. And it also seems like it doesn't really slow down. Like, it's not as noticeable as it slows down. Like, it just seems like it's just puttering. So it just kind of is like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. And that's nice. A lot of other cars do not have that privilege, so that's kind of nice. We're rocking a 515. I don't feel like that's gonna be the best one, guys. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think that's gonna be rolling super high here. But yeah, brakes are good. Steering is good, but it is late with its steering, and handling is good. So that's it with that. I don't understand that car at all, but I'm glad they threw it in. I'm glad they kept it. They could have easily just removed Mini from later games, but they chose to keep it, and they actually added the later minis, which is kind of nice. So now we're going to move on to the Daihatsu MIra TRXX Avanzato R, which is a mouthful for only having 63 horsepower untuned stock. I don't know if that all that stuff means it's better than regular Daihatsu Miras. There's other the older Gran Turismo games and some of the newer ones too added a whole bunch of Miras. I think Gran Turismo 2 still has the record for, like, they just threw every single spec of Mira into GT2. I don't know why they did that, but I kind of liked it because then it allowed there to be like 1,000 cars in Daihatsu. Because later games, there's not a lot of Daihatsus, and it's probably because there's not a lot of good Daihatsus in real life. Like, they generally just have like a few trademark models, and they're all key cars or K cars, however you say that. This is the Daihatsu, though, MIra TRXX Avanzato R. It looks, honestly, pretty sick. Not gonna lie. It looks really cool. It's got some nice flair to its body kit. Definitely noticing that this car slows down. Like the, oh gosh, I just braked way too late. Okay, well that's not good. Not good for the time on this one. But I'm noticing that this car kind of has the traditional look of other cars with turbos. Slows down a lot near the red, speeds up a lot near the right when it downshifts. That's very I'm gonna give as many boosts as I can to the Mini. Daihatsu MIra definitely slows down as it gets higher in RPMs, and then speeds up again just for a quick burst right when it downshifts. The Mini was way more consistent. I'm gonna try to observe this handling here. It seems like it's also a little bit delayed, like the Mini, and the moment you brake, it seems like it suddenly goes, oh, I can turn a little bit more, but it seems like it's a little bit better, maybe? It seems very similar, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest, I keep saying that. Obviously, I'm gonna be honest. Why do I keep saying that? But, yeah, the handling seems good, but I'm noticing that I am driving off the road a lot more with this thing. I'm not trying to do that. It just seems like maybe its handling is worse. This controller is shaking a lot, too, as I make turns. So I'm actually going to give the handling to the Mini here, because this car seems to be really struggling to make turns, and the vibration of the controller kind of proves that to me. I do think the car is faster than the Mini. I think that's kind of going to go without saying, but so for now we'll say that the Mira is looking like it's going to be the faster, but yeah, this car's really struggling to turn. So I'm going to give handling to the Mini, power output to the Mini, but did I say handling? Yeah, handling the Mini, and then speed overall to the Mira right now. You can definitely brake a lot later with the Mini, so I'm gonna tell you the brakes go to the Mini as well. So again, the thing with the Mini is it's very slow. So with the Mira, you're definitely gonna have, if you can keep the car under control, you're gonna beat every Mini ever that you ever race against, because the Mini is just so much slower. Even though there's turbo lag with the Mira, yeah, the Mini is just not as fast. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna give the handling to the Mini, as I just struggle so much to keep this thing. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, it's not been too long, but the Mini was able to just hug corners. Like, once you figured out its steering capacity, you were good to go. But this thing really struggles on the steering part. It kind of reminds me of the Mini, but I mean, maybe it's because they focus so much on the power of this thing. It does have more horsepower, and it is faster than the Mini. Maybe that's why I'm like messing up more, is because I'm not used to it. But I'm like, it really seems to struggle with steering. Because then it also like kind of still goes over like the Mini does too, but it's just not as reliable. But yeah, definitely faster. I expect to have a faster lap time, even though I've made a few mistakes. Just because, yeah, you can't go wrong with a car that can go way faster. Even if you can just handle the corners a little bit, you should be fine. I'm hoping that I beat the Mini's lap time, but I might not. Who knows? So, gets it a little bit unsettled here on these jumpy turns, but we're doing good. Low in RPM, so that should hopefully help, since this car definitely has a little bit more turbo lag. Sticking in the low RPMs, and we made it through the tricky corners there. Doing good. Yeah, definitely the steering on this thing. Like, you definitely you can't, like the Mini, you could just brake late and just hug the corners and you'd be good to go. This thing, you brake late, you have to keep tapping on the brake a little bit just to kind of assure that you're not going to miss the turn. So, we'll see. I think it should still be a better time, but I'm noticing, yeah, this Mira, although it looks sick, definitely the look is, I mean, the Mini has the iconic, classic look on it, but the Mira looks like a tuner, honestly. Like, obviously, who would tune up a hatch? But, like, still looks good. I'll give it the looks for sure, and I'll give it the power. Mini's got the handling and the efficiency of its power, and yeah. I'll have to do a max speed test later just to see, because the Mira really struggles with power on the upper end, but we'll see. I mean, the Mini was going like, what, 130 at the end of the straights? Let's see if we, how we do here. I think it went 136, so I'm like, this thing is only going... Okay, yeah, so it's gonna make it. Okay, so it is faster. But yeah, this thing is... And its brakes are pretty bad, honestly. Brakes are pretty bad. So now we're gonna move on. I did do a 513 there, so that is better, but that is not much better. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more significant there, but now we're gonna go with, and this might not be a fair comparison, but we're gonna use it anyway. We have a special colored Suzuki Alto Works Suzuki Sports Limited, which again is a mouthful. This car has a much higher 238 horsepower, fully tuned. So that's pretty cool. It's a lot better than the first two. So hopefully this Suzuki Alto Works will be better. And again, Suzuki Alto Works, there was a million of these in GT2. They were very, very numerous. And the Suzuki Alto Works is pretty iconic. I think they stopped making it at some point, but this thing was pretty good. And the Suzuki Alto Sports Limited, I'm sure that means that it's you know, a little bit more fast, a little bit faster than the regular Suzuki Alto Works, and the gold color is a nice touch. It looks good. I think I would give still the aesthetic look of the MIra to the. I think the MIra looks better than all three of these cars. This car kind of honestly looks like a mix of the Mini and the MIra because it has the like hatchback key look of the MIra, but it has the like very simplistic headlights and taillight design of the Mini. So cool, I guess. Brakes seem decent. Handling seems pretty good. So this, I mean, I had a feeling this was going to be the best one just because of power alone, but took that corner way better. Seems like handling is a little bit more sensitive, not so much of a lag. The lag of the Mini and the just non-existent turning of the MIra. So this thing is like way more, actually has some handling to it. I just drove straight off the road there, so that's my bad. But braking seems good as well. And let's see how it does on these corners. So yeah, it definitely catches its handling up. It's way better than MIra on the handling end. I would say that this is so far looking like it's going to be either just as good or maybe even, I'll say it's so far it's going to be comparable to the Mini in terms of handling. Definitely better than the MIra. Definitely faster than the MIra as well, because the MIra obviously is not as good as in terms of power as this thing. Yeah, I would give handling is going to be very close. I'll have to kind of keep going around the course here, kind of see how I feel. Handling seems as good, or if not better than the Minis, better than the MIra. And then let's see how there's the turbo lag situation, very noticeable there with this car. So the Mini still has that going for it. It's very consistent in its power. If you want a car that is completely consistent, you want that Mini for sure. The MIra seems like it just does not excel in anything. No offense, it's just a little bit faster than the Mini. I think I would give the Alto Works. I think I'd still give the Mini the handling because you kind of have to. The Alto seems like it's a little bit less responsive. At least it's still responsive, but it's not as consistent as the Mini, where the Mini has just a steering lag that is consistent all the way. Like, certain corners just don't seem to work well for the Alto and the MIra. Like this one, for example. I remember going off the road with the MIra here too. It's the same thing. It seems like certain corners it just can't cut the steering, but the Mini can, but the Mini just has a consistent lag. So I think I would still give the Mini the handling award here, just to give it something. The Alto definitely is better at handling than the MIra. Alto is the fastest by far. Looks cool in the gold trim, I'm not gonna lie, but I think the MIra still has the better look. If the MIra had a gold special color, that would be sick. Mini has the classic look, MIra has the sporty kit, and Alto has the cool color. So I kind of respect all three of those for that. But yeah, the Alto definitely seems like the best car. And obviously it's the best car because of the tuning alone. This thing is significantly faster, taking corners way faster. Handling is better than the MIra, but not as good as the Mini. Very good car. Very, very good car. If you need to use a car for I think you win this one with the lightweight cup, but I would stick with a regular Alto Works as well. I don't know if you win one in this game. I think you win an Alto Works at some point, but you definitely win the special one at the lightweight cup. So I would definitely, if they're going to give you a car that's special colored, then use that car to get the special colored car if it was up to me. This car is, yeah, much better at handling than the MIra. I still think the Mini has it, but and the brakes go to the Mini as well. The Mini was not bad. I wouldn't hate on the Mini too much. I mean, having the lowest power in the game is kind of it's always going to have that over its head. But the Alto Works is the better one of these three cars. So yeah, well, next up after this lap finishes, which it's looking like we're going to destroy the other time. So we'll do a lightweight cup with these three cars. I'll figure out which one I should use. Maybe I'll use the Mini just to kind of redeem it a little bit, or the MIra, since I was kind of hating on it too, or I'll just stick with the gold Alto Work because it's sick. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll do a lightweight cup, do the replay of that, and then we'll finish the race, the video out with a max speed test. So, again, thank y'all so much for watching these. These are a lot of fun to make. It's kind of fun to compare because obviously we've talked about Gran Turismo 3 a lot in the past. They didn't have a lot of cars, so what they did was they set up rivals between certain cars and threw those all together so that you kind of, if you wanted to have a good race, you just pick one of those cars that's in the rival thing and have a good time. So they did a good job with that. Yeah, 504. We absolutely destroyed with the Alto Works because, I mean, look at that. It's going up to a very high speed here. We could almost beat the Zonda with it. Oh, we could beat the Zonda. So let's move on to the race. All right. So here we go. This is the race. Got some Alto Works in the back. Got a MIra starting in second and then a Mini in first. So this is going to be, I just take off and fly away. So I don't have any say in this race. But the Mini and the MIra and the Daihatsu or Suzuki Alto Works work on trying to keep each other around each other. So here we go. Very, very slow moving cars here. Mini actually did a good job of, I thought the MIra just passed immediately, so the Mini actually did stop the MIra, so this makes me feel better. I thought the Alto Works just didn't get a fair shot here, but definitely looks like they did. They had a shot. They did. So the Mini gets passed immediately, or not immediately, but pretty quickly by the MIra there, and the Alto Works had their shot. They hit that wall. That was stupid, but I did talk about how the Mini has better handling, so let's see if this is staying true here. The Mini is actually keeping up quite nicely with the MIra here. The three Altos decided to hit a wall for some reason, and now they're not even close. I noticed that right away when I thought that it was all three of them were stuck behind the Mini. This was not what I had in mind. The Mini is literally going for a pass on the MIra here. See if he can pull it off. I kind of doubt it, just because, yeah, he's slow. And there he goes, getting past. He almost made the pass, almost did it, but no, he did not. Now the Alto Works are coming back up to the front here, so I guess it's curious if maybe if the Altos had been in front, would it have been different here? I don't know. I really don't know. It's very interesting. We'll have to just monitor this in the future. Or whatever, who knows. MIra is pulling way far ahead now. The Alto Works are coming back, but I mean, I did talk about how the Altos, to me, didn't have as good of handling. So maybe that's just kind of proof here that the Alto is maybe a little bit faster, but just has worse handling. I mean, the MIra gets up to 91 there. And I don't know what the Alto Works, because one of them is really far behind. I thought for sure. Look at this. This is ridiculous. They're just like battling behind the Mini. Okay, well now one of the Altos is making a pass. The other one decided to sweep behind him, and now he's going to probably hit this wall. Yep, hits the wall. The other one actually didn't, so now the other Alto Works is coming up. So I'll be curious to see when we get to the straight here, how much faster is the MIra, or is the MIra even faster? He gets up to 71. Oh, he doesn't even slow down. Okay. So let's see how fast all three of these cars are. The Mini is actually going for a pass, which is kind of ridiculous. So, well, that's going to throw off everything. So the Alto goes up to 96.7. Mini is 94. And then the Alto Works actually are, wow, they're actually slower. So that's pretty hilarious. I didn't think I would see this. So, yeah, the Alto Works does have the tuning. So maybe they just felt bad. So with the cars being stock, they just made the MIra or the Alto Works terrible. But this one's doing a crazy. Oh my! What a pass on the outside. Okay, well one of the Altos just did a crazy maneuver there. That was sick. But let's see how fast. I'll check all their times unless they don't actually get finished. They may not finish because I finished super early, and when I came back from the bathroom, the replay was already ready to start. So maybe they didn't get to finish. But Mini was very underrated, honestly. Literally beat every other Alto but one. So yeah, I'm gonna say that what I said before was true. The MIra is faster, and best stock. I don't think I actually said that, but I'm gonna say I was thinking that. And then the Mini still has the better handling because he didn't really lose his position. He only lost he lost the position to me, and then the MIra, and then one of the Alto Works. So that's not bad. All right, so next up is the max speed test with all three cars. So we'll do that. Thank y'all for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Peace.